Welcome to I Learned a Thing in the Bathroom from Dollar Shave Club, where we explain something very complicated in mere minutes to occupy your brain while you shave. In this edition, we'll be answering the question, why can't I dig a hole to China? As explained by someone who sounds smart because he's British.
You probably remember cartoons in which Bugs Bunny digs through the middle of the earth, accidentally popping out in China after taking a wrong turn in Albuquerque. Sadly, this is completely impossible.
But why? Isn't the shortest distance between 2 points always a straight line?
Technically, but this is one hell of a straight line. First off, the Earth is a little over 8,000 miles in diameter. To put that in perspective, in 1970, the Soviet Union began a project to drill the deepest hole that anyone has ever drilled. They managed to get a grand total of 7.5 miles, and the hole itself was only 9 inches wide. The real kicker? To get that far took them 24 years.
Why is it so hard to drill through this stupid planet?
It's not as simple as just digging through a bunch of solid rock. See, the Earth is made up of a bunch of layers. The topmost layer is the crust, which gets as deep as 25 miles in places. By the time they drilled just 7.5 miles, the Soviets found that, due to a combination of intense heat and pressure, the rock behaved more like plastic. Every time they pulled the drill out, the rock flowed in and sealed up the hole.
Aren't there any thinner spots to try drilling through?
Yes, in fact there's currently a mission underway to try drilling right through the crust at its thinnest point, which is about 5 miles deep. There is one slight complication there, though. That section is at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean.
Dang! So what happens under the crust?
Under the crust is the mantle, an 1,800-mile deep layer of molten rock that can reach temperatures around 7,000 degrees Fahrenheit. After that is the even hotter outer core, 1,400 miles of liquid iron, nickel and sulfur. And then, finally, you reach the inner core. This is where things get nuts.
How nuts are we talking here?
Nuts. The inner core is a solid ball of iron 1,600 miles across. This reaches around 11,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hotter than the surface of the sun. Despite this incredible heat, the iron remains a solid due to the immense amount of pressure being exerted on it. We don't have any way of digging through all that stuff.
Okay, I get it. It's really big and really hot. But what if we could?
Well, even if you did somehow dig a hole from one side to the other, you can't actually fall right through the Earth. That's not how gravity works. By the time you reached the center, you'd have stopped accelerating. This is because, in very simple terms, the mass of the Earth now surrounds you, effectively cancelling out gravity. By the time you near the exit hole, you'll have decelerated to the point where gravity just makes you fall back down the hole again. In a purely theoretical world, you'd shoot back and forth down the tunnel indefinitely like a sort of human pendulum.
So what if we found a way to counter the effects of gravity?
Well, the really short answer to why can't I dig a hole to China is, for anyone living in North America, if you travel through a hole in the middle of the Earth, you'd actually end up in the middle of the Indian Ocean. You'd need the hole to start somewhere at the bottom of South America for the hole to come out in China.
You mean Bugs Bunny lied?
I'm afraid so. I'm so sorry.
Tune in next time for more I Learned a Thing in the Bathroom. And in the meantime, head to dollarshaveclub.com for more podcasts and a big old pile of grooming products.